From the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics, this is Sports Extra.
An important week for many Tar Heel teams, capped off with a huge win last night. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Deja Kelly.
And I'm Ellen Campbell. Thanks for joining us. In women's basketball, Carolina looked for its first top 10 win of the season against number 3 Louisville last night. Guard Kennedy Todd Williams ended the first half with a bang. This clutch layup sent the Heels to the half within 5. Eva Hodgson would win a tough and one at the end of the third quarter to give Carolina some momentum that took them to the fourth. That's when the game got interesting. Starting with Eva Hodgson threading the needle to Todd Williams for a long two, the Heels take the lead. Hodgson would deliver again as she nailed this game-tying turnaround jumper with 22 seconds left. Guard Deja Kelly hit this game-changing shot, putting the Heels up 1 on the final possession. The Heels prevented a tragedy, stopped the Cardinals from a game-winning shot. Carolina pulls off the upset and wins its biggest game of the season, 66-65.
If we just do us 1 minute at a time, we can do it. You know, let's see where the chips fall.
It's a fun group to play with, fun environment that the fans just get me hyped. And we did that for sure. So
we now go live in the studio to basketball analyst Joshua Dolgoff to break down a crazy night in Carmichael. Joshua?
It was an exciting finish to UNC's upset win against Louisville as it came down to the very last second. Let's go over what happened in that breathtaking last minute that propelled Carolina to its biggest win of the season. Down 1 with 40 seconds to go, UNC needed a bucket, and who else to go to than our very own Deja Kelly. She gets the ball on the wing with 12 seconds on the shot clock and goes to work. She attacks with her left to get to her mid-range spot at the free throw line and knocks down the jumper to give the Heels a 1-point lead. On Louisville's next possession, Carly Littlefield almost picks this ball off like a free safety, setting up a baseline inbounds play with 22 seconds. But here's where the problem comes in for UNC. Number 10, Haley Van Lith sets a decoy screen on Usby, when in reality, this play is designed for her. This frees up Olivia Cochran to screen Kelly as Van Lith slips to the basket. Now, whether it was supposed to be Kelly or Kennedy Todd Williams, neither of them shift over on Van Lith, and she gets free for the wide open layup to take the lead back for the Cardinals. So how does UNC respond? The Heels attack the basket. Todd Williams sees a lane to drive, gets a step on Cochran, and gets fouled to go to the line for 2. And with ice in her veins, Todd Williams drains both free throws with 16 seconds left. Carolina now needs one more stop to complete the upset, and Coach Banghart takes a massive risk, but it pays off. She has Usby and Littlefield use this screen to double-team Van Lith in the corner, completely removing her as a threat to score. The ball eventually gets swung around to Kiana Smith, a good three-point shooter, but it doesn't fall. However, UNC gets the offensive rebound, and with one final desperation shot, the ball rolls off the rim, and UNC wins a thriller. You can see the emotion here from Todd Williams as they knock off the 3rd-ranked team in the country. Once again, the Heels show they can compete with the best in the country. But yesterday, they showed that they can beat the best. Back to you, Ellen.
Thanks, Joshua. Carolina will travel to Florida State on Sunday as it looks to continue this momentum following the win against Louisville. Florida State is coming off 2 straight victories, so the Heels will try their best to prevent a 3rd straight by the 14-11 Noles. Now, all this talk about women's basketball, and here at Sports Extra, we are lucky enough to have one of their stars with us in the studio. Deja, tell me a little bit about the atmosphere inside Carmichael last night.
Carmichael was rocking last night. Our student section was crazy. They were cheering so loud. I think they helped us pull out that win.
And what does this big win over Louisville mean for you guys moving forward?
It means so much. It was a huge win for our program. I think it'll set us up for a good seed in the ACC tournament.
Now let's talk about the men.
UNC men's basketball NCAA tournament chances took a massive hit on Wednesday night when the Heels hosted Pitt. Carolina struggled mightily on offense in the first half, shooting just 27.6% from the field. Not only that, but the Heels couldn't take care of the ball. Their 10 turnovers turned to 20 easy points for the Panthers, putting the Heels in a 40-23 hole at halftime. With the team down by as much as 21, Kerwin Walton and Caleb Love's 26 combined second half points sparked a comeback that got the Heels within 6 late in the game. But it was too late as Carolina ran out of gas, falling 76-67. Caleb Love discussed the slow start after the game.
We just came out flat. We weren't making shots, and they were. So we dug ourselves a hole, and it was too deep. And then we tried to come back late, and there was just not enough time on the clock.
After the shocking loss to Pittsburgh, UNC will be on the road tomorrow against a Virginia Tech team the Heels beat earlier this year, 78-68. In the previous meeting between the ACC foes, Armando Bacot helped lead the charge for the Tar Heels, scoring 14 points and dominating the boards, grabbing 20 rebounds. Leaky Black also provided an offensive spark, going 2 for 4 from three-point range, scoring 10 points. After a slow start against Pittsburgh, Caleb Love scored 13 straight points, willing the Tar Heels back into the game before the team ultimately lost. Love will look to bring this momentum into tomorrow's conference matchup, trying to keep North Carolina's NCAA tournament hopes alive.
The North Carolina women's lacrosse team kicked off the season with a dub on Saturday and looked for another win against Furman in the home opener on Wednesday. The Heels came out strong, scoring 7 goals before Furman could even get a single one, and their lead just kept growing. This assist by Caitlin Wurzberger for the quick goal by Scotty Rose Groundley put Carolina up by 12 before the end of the half. And Carolina just kept on scoring, including this one from Wurzberger, and the Heels defeated Furman 20-7. It was a big win for the team, but it was an even bigger win for goalkeeper Taylor Moreno, who broke the program record for the most career wins as a goalie. The Heels look to keep up this win streak tomorrow at noon as they go up against the Florida Gators. The number 5 Carolina men's lacrosse team is hosting the Ohio State Buckeyes tomorrow. Both the Tar Heels and the Buckeyes come into the game after winning their past 2 non-conference games. Preseason first-team All-American Chris Gray led the team for UNC. He has had 12 points this year. Carolina has outscored its opponents by 5 goals per game through the first week, and the Tar Heels are looking to stay dominant and give the Buckeyes their first loss.
The UNC swim and dive team finished night 3 of the ACC championships with some standout performances. The night started off strong with the Tar Heels winning their heat and placing 4th overall in the women's 200-yard medley relay. The women kept the momentum rolling with a huge swim in the 400 IM from freshman Mia Duas, dropping more than 4 seconds in this come-from-behind women's C-final victory. Sophomore Patrick Hussey followed suit with another come-from-behind win in the men's 400 IM and dropped more than 5 seconds. In diving, Olympian Aranza Vasquez, seen here doing a back 2.5 somersaults pike, finished 3rd in the women's 3-meter diving. Going into day 4, the UNC women's team is in 5th place and the men are in 7th. The 23rd ranked men's tennis team faced the Wolfpack yesterday at Cone Kenfield Tennis Center. The Heels started out strong, claiming the doubles point. Consistent as ever, Benjamin Sigwin breezed through his single matches in straight sets, widening the Heels' lead 2-0. NC State then won 3 consecutive single matches. Anuj Watane broke State's dominant streak with big serves like this one. His win tied up the score. Despite his strong performance, Henry Lieberman closed the match with a loss in a 3rd setter, making the final score 4-3 State. The Heels will look to redeem themselves on Sunday at Illinois.
The wrestling team will look for better luck against the Wolfpack as they travel to Raleigh tonight. The Heels will be walking into one of the toughest challenges they've seen yet against the number 4 NC State. Number 9 Clay Lout won't get a break after the tough loss against Virginia Tech as he takes on number 4 Hayden Hidley, who's never lost in ACT competition. Gavin Kane, another number 9 for the Heels, is looking for another top 10 win, this time against number 3 Trent Hidley. The duel starts at 7 and will be broadcast on the ACC network. The undefeated Carolina softball team traveled to Elon to face the Phoenix on Wednesday. Right fielder Kiana Jones was the only Tar Heel to put runs on the board for Carolina, hitting a 3-run bomb in the first inning. Carolina was unable to capitalize on the early lead, taking its first loss of the season on a walk-off. Final score, 4-3 Elon. The UNC baseball team lost several key players in the offseason, but Eric Weir tells us that new faces have emerged, hoping to help the Tar Heels make noise in a crowded ACC.
After losing stars like Austin Love and Justice Thompson, head coach Scott Forbes and his staff pieced together a group of newcomers that's ranked 22nd in the nation, according to D1 Baseball. The class is headlined by JUCO Player of the Year Alberto Ozuna. The slugger gained national attention after hitting .459 with 25 home runs at Walters State. Ozuna will get some playing time at first and is here to provide a big bat in the middle.
You know, he's a guy that we're going to put in there somewhere, you know, could be 4, 5, 6, could be 7, but he's got a chance to be a guy that can drive in a lot of runs for us.
A trio of transfer pitchers should spread out the talent on a pitching staff that struggled behind ace Austin Love last season.
And new guys like Shad Peavy House, Connor Bovair, Brandon Schaefer. I mean, these guys just dominated. So I'm excited about the depth that we're going to bring on the mound. And
you know, Shadden's very intriguing because he can do both. You know, he started Friday night for Coastal down the stretch last year, but he's also worked out the bullpen.
The top freshman of the class is speedy outfielder Vance Hunnicutt.
I hit a shot to left center, and I was like, dude, that's a for sure double. And this guy just comes out of nowhere and snags it.
Along with Hunnicutt's speed, his sweet swing could make him an early leadoff candidate, and he'll be a threat on the base paths. The newcomers are showing a lot of promise.
They came to UNC because they want to get to Omaha, and they're all talented enough to help us get there.
These players have a chance to have a big impact on this team and shock a lot of people. From Chapel Hill, I'm Eric Weir reporting.
The newcomers have their chance to introduce themselves tonight against the Seton Hall Pirates at the Bosch. Of the 20 players on the U.S. Under-20 Women's Youth National Team, 3 Tar Heels are going to get to represent their country. Freshman midfielder Emily Colton and sophomore midfielders Talia De La Puerta and Avery Patterson will travel to the Dominican Republic for the Women's Under-20 Championship starting next Friday. The team is training in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
2 freshman gymnasts have earned weekly conference honors following their remarkable all-around performances against Temple. Lali Dekanodza is the EAGL Gymnast of the Week for the 4th time this season, and teammate Julia Noer is the EAGL Rookie of the Week for the 2nd time this season. Dekanodze posted her highest career all-around score and a near-perfect 9.95 on bars, earning her the #1 ranking on that event in the conference. Noer was also close to perfection, scoring a 9.9 on beam, the highest score of the week in the event at EAGL. UNC gymnastics team will head to Raleigh to compete against NC State tomorrow at 4 p.m. The Carolina Club ice hockey team starts its winner-go-home postseason tonight in the ACCHL Conference Tournament. The 7th-seeded Tar Heels will take on the 2nd-seeded Georgetown Hoyas at 9 p.m. at Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Annex. Reporter Jay Banzett will have live play-by-play commentary on WRAL+. If it wins, Carolina will face either NC State or UNCW in the semifinal tomorrow afternoon. The Students Rams Club offers students the experience of a lifetime in UNC athletics. Here, Cade Carlson was with more.
Community, athletics, and fun. Those are the 3 words describing one of UNC's most inclusive organizations, the Student Rams Club. Members of the club are granted exclusive access to all things UNC sports.
You get to see some really cool things that you want to see as a Carolina fan, but you may not have the opportunity to see. It's just been really cool to peel back the curtain.
One of the best perks is learning about how UNC athletics runs on a daily basis. Students also receive free t-shirts, priority tickets, and facility tours. Through this experience, students also gain the joy of being part of a community bigger than themselves.
You know, this is a group that really cares about Carolina athletics and the impact that it can make.
The Student Rams Club Advisory Board recently enjoyed a UNC basketball game day experience. The advisory board is geared towards students who are passionate about Carolina athletics and want to improve the Student Ram experience.
I think for us, it's just trying to build the student experience through athletics. You know, when you come to Carolina, it's a pretty big athletic department, and athletics plays a huge role in this university.
While cheering on your favorite Tar Heels, being a part of the Student Rams Club puts you right in the middle of the action. If you claim to bleed Carolina blue, the Student Rams Club could be the place for you. I'm Cade Carlson reporting.
This just in, ESPN Bracketology has UNC men's basketball listed as last 4 in.
And the women as a 6th seed. That's it for Sports Extra.
We'll see you on Monday with all the highlights from another big weekend in Carolina athletics.